So welcome back to another episode, and today I'm joined by my good friend Chris from Scotland.
Hey guys.
And this guy's got the best accent ever. I went over to pick him up today. He's visiting his family over here, and we decided to do an episode on European gaming. And a lot of the games you guys got and a lot that you didn't get. And it's mostly about what you didn't get. In Canada and America, we were quite lucky to get nearly everything, but
yeah, you guys are spoiled, man.
We were, like, and what we're going to do is talk about 90s gaming, the Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1 era, what it was like for Europe not to get most of these things, and what you had to do in Europe to be able to play these things. It's a hell of a hardship. And Chris, I got to tell you, when I was 21, I went to England, and I met a whole bunch of video gamers, and they were so frustrated because they couldn't play all the American games on their machines, and they were such RPG fanatics. They had to get NTSC TVs, they had to get NTSC everything to play these games, and they were like so jealous of me, and I was just like, it's just not a problem for me to play Final Fantasy 3. So what was it like for you?
Well, for me it was funny. It was really PlayStation I started importing with, and it was awkward mostly because you needed a different TV to be able to play them. So I could only play them in like my living room TV, so I had to move my PlayStation down and stuff. I couldn't play on a normal TV. And the games were really expensive too, and it was hard to get them, hard to find out about them too. So you pay like, about £20 more, which is quite a lot in the UK, right, for the games. And most games you just wouldn't get at all. Like, I'm a big JRPG fan, so like we barely got any. We got Final Fantasy, and that was about it. And in the Super Nintendo games, it was even harder because you needed to get converters for NTSC too, so it made it even harder for people, right?
Yeah, so like, we're gonna start here. We picked out a few games just to talk about. There's a whole bunch of other games that did not make it. We can't talk about everything. There was a lot. How about that? Europe got screwed.
Oh yeah.
I felt so bad for all these people I was hanging out with back then, and they all did fanzines to try to get the word out on these games and all that, and they were just so frustrated of all the games that they couldn't get. But how did you get to playing like something like Secret of Mana? So we got Secret of Mana.
Well, Secret of Mana was actually fine in Europe. I mean, one of my friends had it, and that was like one of the only JRPGs that came out. We got Mystic Quest and we got Terra Enigma, which funnily enough you guys didn't get. Yeah. So that was one game I had that you guys did not get. But Secret of Mana was kind of sort of my intro into JRPGs, and one of my friends had it, and it got me loving all this stuff. And I kind of looked around, and I read some stuff in magazines like when Chrono Trigger was coming out, and I was waiting on it, and it never happened. And I was so young that I didn't really know about importing games and that kind of thing. So I never played Chrono Trigger until like way down the emulator times. So Secret of Mana was one I did play, which was great. I loved it. It's still one of my favorite games.
So you did get Secret of Mana?
We did get Secret of Mana, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but there's a couple other games here that we didn't get, and it's funny, we didn't actually get Final Fantasy 6. Final Fantasy 3 here, right? It's funny because the first Final Fantasy released in Europe was Final Fantasy 7, right? We got Mystic Quest, but it wasn't branded as Final Fantasy, right? So we didn't know about Final Fantasy at all. When I read about Final Fantasy 7, I had figured that like Chrono Trigger was a Final Fantasy game and Secret of Mana was, because I never knew there was anything else, you know, in this series, right? So it was funny. So we never got this, and
how this is the one that everybody was pissed off at. Because this was like, everybody was so excited about Final Fantasy 3, and for Europe not to get it, that's like crazy.
Oh yeah, it was insane. Like, I mean, I was quite young at the time, so I didn't really know about it, but like from what I've heard, people really wanted this game, and it just never happened. I think in Europe, just Squaresoft were just kind of scared it just wouldn't sell well, or RPGs weren't a big thing, but
RPGs were a gamble in America as well. But this one was like, really? You didn't get that? That really? I remember going to England and people were so jealous that I had it so easily. And I said, I've already gone through, and they're like, what?
It's
like, what, you've already finished it? What? And they're like, he hasn't even come out here, and I'm like, oh man, I'm not living in England. That's what I thought. And it sounds bad, but back then I was like, I was visiting England, and I thought, and England's where I was born, but I was like, I don't think I want to live here because the video game scene was sucking bad.
Because it's funny as well, I mentioned Chrono Trigger before. And I read so much about this because it seemed so like Secret of Mana at the time. You know, I was like, this is kind of, and I actually heard about Secret of Mana 2 as well, but obviously that didn't
Seiken Densetsu, yeah,
you know,
too, yeah.
that didn't come out at all like anywhere apart from Japan. But it was when we with Chrono Trigger, my friends and I read so much about it in magazines, and it just seemed so cool and so awesome. But we never got it, and we were so young at the time. We didn't know about how to import, how to use the TVs in the right way. And
so wait,
you know,
this never came out in Europe.
Never came out.
How the fuck is this possible?
No, the first time we got it was the DS, like 2005 or something.
Well, we got to say that in Europe things got a lot better.
Oh yeah, nowadays it's fine.
Yeah,
you know, it's
but
just, it was back in the 90s. It was terrible, right? I couldn't believe we didn't get Chrono Trigger. It was such a huge game, right?
My
know,
God.
and it's like it was something I'd wanted to play for like so many years, and it wasn't until maybe around 2000 when emulators.
So
were big,
the thing is that, so I think Europe at that time was just doing emulation just to play it all.
Well, later on, I mean, the emulation was getting big like the late 90s, right? So that was when I played Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy 3 and all the other stuff, right? Because that was the only way we could play them,
you know what? I fully support emulation in general. Like, this game never came out. Play it in emulator.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays I've bought them since they've been released in other consoles and stuff, but it's so crazy. It was really annoying because I was one of the few people who loved JRPGs, and I really get screwed. You
weren't the only one. There's so many other people that got screwed. That's weird. And another few interesting European things like Star Fox over here got renamed Star Wing.
Yes, it was called Star Wing. I think the reason was there was a German company who had trademarked Star Fox. And the interesting thing was with the N64 version, it was called Lilac Wars. It's such a weird name.
That's
considering
weird.
How would people know it's Star Fox?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was called the Lilac Wars, and I'm guessing. I mean, the Star Wars special editions came out around the time, so maybe they were going off that. Lilac Wars. But yeah, I wouldn't have known it was Star Fox. It was just one of my friends got it, and I'm like, what is this game?
They changed so many things, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Yeah.
What did they call G.I. Joe? Didn't I get it?
I think it was G.I. Joe. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I know there was Action Man, and then there was G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
I
thought there were certain things.
I thought G.I. Joe got a different name as well. But anyways, we're going through some other things. Some other big games, and these two never came out as well?
These two never came out, but I did buy them at the time. I was old enough to know about this.
That's what I want to hear about. Right. Which one did you get first?
So I got Parasite Eve first. This was one of my first import games. The first I got was Resident Evil 2. Now that did come out, but I got it a couple months earlier because I got an import. This was probably the first import game I got that didn't come out in Europe, and I just saw it in a store that was selling imports, and it just looked really cool. It was a Squaresoft game, and I was like, man, I'm buying this, and it turned out to be awesome.
How much was this at the time?
At the time it was £50, and most PlayStation games were around 35, so it wasn't that much more expensive, but it was quite
it's still up there, for that time.
Yeah, for that time it was quite a lot, right? But yeah, I loved it, and it kind of got me into looking at what other Squaresoft games didn't come out, and there were many. Final Fantasy Tactics didn't,
Oh my god!
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
There were quite a few others. I'm trying to think. There were certain things like what was the game? Was it Saga Frontier 1 and 2?
Did you get Vagrant Story?
We got Vagrant Story, I think, because that was less RPG-like, but we didn't.
Just have to look behind it. Did you get Wild Arms?
Yeah, we got Wild Arms. Good. We didn't get Brave Fencer Musashi. We didn't get.
Wow. Okay. Tobo number 1.
Yes, we got that. It was mostly just RPGs from Squaresoft. We didn't get, but it was most of them apart from Final Fantasy.
Did you get Einhander?
No, we didn't.
We
didn't get Einhander. We got, I think Squaresoft games. We got the Final Fantasies. We got Parasite Eve 2, but not the first. Strangely, and Parasite Eve 2 came out first in Europe before America. Strangest thing, right? What else did we got? We not get. We got Parasite Eve 2. We got Vagrant Story and the Final Fantasies and the fighting games. That was it. Everything else you can think of, we didn't get. So brutal. So we get to our last game we're just going to mention here. Yeah, when I read about a lot of Squaresoft games, I bought Xenogears, and I bought this in America. I was in America at the time, and I saw this for like $50 or something, and I was like, this looks really cool. Actually, no, I played a demo of it that came with Parasite Eve. That was part of the reason, and I loved the demo. It was great. But this has actually become my favourite game of all time now.
Oh, it's a fantastic
And it's never ever been released in Europe. Even on PlayStation Network, it's only in America or North America and Japan. Japan. So I would say if you're in Europe, look at the American PlayStation Network, because it's got some great games you won't have.
Is that where you sometimes grab?
Yeah. I mean, my PSN kid's American to get this stuff, you know,
course,
right?
yeah.
But yeah, this is such an amazing game, and it bothers me so much that Europe never got to play it, right?
Did you ever get the Xenosaga games?
It's funny.
Yeah.
Xenosaga. We got
Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3.
We got Xenosaga 2. Strange. It came with a DVD that told you the story of Xenosaga 1, you know, and I was like, but funny enough, that was the one that wasn't as good as others, in my opinion, anyway, right? I bought Xenosaga 1 and 3 imported, but 2 wasn't as good as others.
2 is like the worst in the series.
Yeah,
like,
that was the one we got. I don't know why. I don't get it at all.
That is weird. That is weird. There's so many strange decisions that have been made over the years that you just kind of scratch your head.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to mention that Europe, you know, as we've been saying, it got screwed in the early 90s, like big time.
Really did.
I know, and you know, there was such a fan following that wanted some of these games, or if not all of these games, and you had to jump through hoops to get them.
Oh yeah, importing was awkward, and also I was quite young. I didn't know how to get my PlayStation modded at the time, so we used like a swap trick.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So we burned out our motors so quickly with that, right? So yeah, but that was the only way we could play them. It really sucked,
that's
you know?
so cool, though. And there was such passion for trying to get to play them, like. As I said, I knew people who had got NTSC TVs and had done all these setups, you know, to play just Final Fantasy 3.
Oh, yeah,
just to get it running. You know, and then they'd write about it in their fanzines and give it to their friends. That's that's what the scene used to be like.
Yeah.
And I know there was a lot of European video game magazines and stuff like that, but still, it wasn't showing you everything that you were missing at times.
Yeah, at the time there was a magazine called Edge in the UK that reviewed import games as well, right?
Yeah, keep going. I think I got a European.
Yeah, it was funny because it gave Pirates Eve a 6 out of 10.
Do you remember this?
Super, yes, actually, one of my friends.
Yeah, I used to read this in England.
And that was the place I read about Chrono Trigger and stuff, right?
Yep.
And we always assumed these games would get released there, but it never ever happened.
Yeah.
Because they had like a thing called Final Fantasy Forum as well in there and some stuff like that. I remember it quite well.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
I know.
So
I was
really cool.
I was in England. I think I was 21, and I bought this magazine, and I was like, "This is cool." I thought England does have a couple of really cool.
It was during the Super Nintendo time. That was the magazine to get. Then it was Edge afterwards. So that was like how you read about these games. That was pretty much how I found out about most of the stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
it's kind of nice. Thank God everything is released kind of like simultaneously.
Oh now it's fine. I never have any problems with anything. There's occasionally you can get physical copies of games, but that's the only problem I have.
Now, what was the one that you guys got? And that was in the Wii U. You got a game that we didn't.
There was the Fatal Frame series called Project Zero in Europe. We got Fatal Fury. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater on the Wii U, and you guys didn't. So I got a physical copy of that. It's going to become rare. There was a very limited release.
Yes, jealous about that one. That's a really cool
I know
one.
that was one of the few, and we got Terranigma on Super Nintendo. Which was a great.
So Europe got one over the rest of the world, or at least over North America, which is great. But Chris, I just want to thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
I totally appreciate it. I wanted to represent some European gaming today because, heck, you know, we're both from that, and we thought we'd just definitely talk about it. So, anyways, guys, until next time.